I have very little phone battery left, and I don't know if you guys can see it. I mean, I'm sure it's psychosis because I can see it. My camera can't, but you can see the shadow boys frolicking off just outside the light, and you can see all the things falling in from the atmosphere, crashing. Now, the whole thing with 5G is very interesting. It's a high frequency radio wave, and despite what the conspiracy nuts believe, it's actually very beneficial to human survival. All that shit falling in the atmosphere would kill us if not for the 5G barriers that have been placed in the last couple of years. Uh, yes, birds aren't real, but it's because a lot of the smaller ones are being decimated, not just by 5G, but from the upper atmosphere turbulence. Ooh, that was neat. So, yeah. Birds are real, but they can only survive when they are either outside of the zone of 5G radiation or big enough to not be blown up by it. If you looked around when they were installing those towers, a lot of smaller sparrows and stuff were just exploding left and right. I remember it a couple years ago. Now, the veil has been thinning for years, and it gets thinner every day, especially during the long winter nights. It is currently early December, and I am on the edge of town. You can see just all the shit just falling and just exploding right above the city limit, right above where the 5G radio waves are, like, you know, making that barrier. And it's why they were trying to unroll it so fast. They knew this was coming. They're trying to protect as much of the population as possible because, well, I mean, we can't have major population centers wiped out by falling debris from whatever the fuck it's coming from. Whether it be missiles or glass or radiation from a thin atmosphere, I'm not quite sure. Fuck, it could be just fucking meteor showers. Like, I mean, our atmosphere is pretty heavy duty, but it has thinned out in the last 100 years from industrialization. It's gotten a little bit better, but I mean, it's still pretty fragile compared to what it once was. Why those melanoma rates have been skyrocketing, why things like psoriasis and whatnot have also been on the rise. People with the fairer skins, like, you know, they're having a hard time of it. It's also why, like, you know, the ice in the Arctic has been melting, and yeah, it ebbs and flows, but it's doing it rather quickly. The flow is ebbing way more than the ebbing is flowing. Yeah, look, look. There's a whole web of conspiracies that are intermingled with bullshit to throw the normal person off the trail. They do this for good reason. They don't want to have panic. When you have panicked people who aren't thinking, who aren't following directions, who are trying to survive and make sure that they come out on top above others that they don't deem worthy, you get chaos. And without chaos, or with chaos, you get, you know, the collapse of society. Society has a habit of wanting to survive, just like any human. You gotta look at society like it's, you know, a collection of humans, which, I mean, it is. Okay, like, a society is only as evil as the people within it. And the people in charge of our society, they may be greedy fucks, but they are also self-preservationists, and they know that the more of the society they could provide a safe and comfortable existence for, the more that they can control and exploit. Which, I mean, it works for us. We might be exploited, but we're living a comfortable life, not being irradiated by meteor showers, and they live a comfortable life exploiting us off the backs of our labor. It's fucked up, but it's a very beneficial partnership, or parasitic partnership, whatever you want to call it. Look, I'm not going to say that it's all highly moral, highly ethical. It's not. It's